Oh, yo, what is good, my Quick Crypto family and my Coin Factory family? We're back again with another daily Casper and crypto live stream. You know the deal, and we have one of arguably the biggest announcements to date for Casper. I mean, there's a lot of big things coming out of Casper. We already know that. Smart contracts, stable coins, 10 BPS, DAG Knight, we know. But one thing that I personally believe is one of the biggest things for Casper, that due to the situation they're in being an institutional initiative, they can't say too much due to NDAs. The KRI is what I'm referring to here, and the KRI, I said it in my last stream just quite coincidentally as well. I said we need to stop sleeping on the KRI. The KRI are actually a lot bigger than we're giving them credit for. And the moment that I finished my stream yesterday, we saw a very huge post from one of the members in the KRI, NV, who posted that the EVM, Ethereum Russian machine for Casper with KII, is officially up and running on testnet 10 on 10 BPS. This is going to be a very, very informative stream. I have just, which is the reason why the stream was late today by 10 minutes, is because I have just finished rendering out the video that will be going live about an hour or two after the stream. So make sure you tune in for that video coming out later. But the stream will be getting into a lot of the Casper news, a lot of the KRI announcements, seemingly some back and forth discussions / arguments between Shy and Johnny of the KEF, which is also, I'm not sure if concerning or interesting. I haven't actually given it a lot of a look myself just yet. I need to look into it a little bit more so. And then of course the current outlook on the market, and equally this post here courtesy of Cody, my man, who showcased this to our community. Again, if you want to know more about crypto and Casper ahead of time, check out the free community links in the description. Your homepage right here, also now in the chat. But in this post that Cody showcased here as well, ultimately just highlighting that it's a matter of time till we start seeing money printing, which will be very good for the markets as well. We've got a lot to cover in the stream, but as always, if you enjoy, leave a like, share your friends, and subscribe for more. We can see right now Casper is currently up 3.11% on the daily time frame, just short of 8 cents right now. And again, if it does respect the downwards wedge, we're currently seeing it hit that level of resistance right now. So either we'll see Casper get rejected here, or it will actually push above it, and that could be an indicator for us seeing maybe a push to 9 cents, if not even 10 cents. For me, 10 cents is a key level of resistance we need to sit above for us to see another rally to next levels of high prices. And then we'll likely see maybe tier ones start to get ready on the firing line, get ready to start listing their spot listings like Binance, Coinbase, OKX. You know the deal. We've got a lot of stuff to cover here as always though. What's up, my man? We have a Buffalo 3 again. Welcome back to the stream. First, great to have you back, my man. Suck on that, Mr. Mars. Yeah, I don't know where he is actually. He actually was messaging in the Discord server earlier, just saying why is it so quiet. And yeah, he's just not here. Maybe he'll join a little bit later on. What's up, Dead Duck, my man? Evening to you too. Adam Bates, welcome back again. Art Zero, hit a like for man Jay. You know it. Leave a like. You know the deal. What's up, my man? Vil Key. Yo, yo, yo. Next level cash. Happy to be here. Happy to have you, my man. And you too, Pack Dov or Paco. I'm not gonna lie, I've butchered that, I apologise, but yes, welcome back to the stream. I love the KRI. I equally think the KRI is bigger than we are giving them credit. I think because of all the developments happening with the KEF, and also due to the quite unfortunate price action of Casper as of late, we've ignored some of the most critical parts of what Casper's building, predominantly being on the like of the KII. Remember the KRI, it was a situation where Roy O'Neill heard of Casper. They loved the idea of Casper and what it was trying to bring, and they learned about it. They learned about Casper, and Roy O'Neill approached Shy at a convention in Ireland, and from the moment they met, it took them a month and a half, which, just for your knowledge, a month and a half from an initial idea to a full-blown project is extremely quick, especially at institutional scale as well. The KRI was able, the DRI Desert Energy, the board members, Roy O'Neill, Paul Van Son, and everyone else, the team they have together, this formed together in the span of a month and a half. It's a very, very big deal, no doubt about it, and they are bringing some big applications to Casper, and seemingly right now, mere months away, maybe even weeks right now. We're not far off at all of actually first low. Well, Krypton, you've got to make sure you say it. You've got to say you're first in the chat, my man. Welcome back. Loud to you too, welcome back as well. Falco, my wife's aggressively reading in her corner behind me. Give you some good news. Don't worry, Falco, I got you. I've got some very good news for all of us today, so make sure you tune in and keep your ears peeled. That being said, let's get into the content for today's stream. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a very, very good day. So to start off with, a kind of a general thesis of this space and how I'm currently viewing Casper is the same way Greg here viewed Bitcoin back in the early day. I wish I'd kept my Bitcoin 1.7k Bitcoin at just 6 cents instead of selling it all at 30 cents. And now we're at $8 Bitcoin. Now we're at almost 100k Bitcoin. Now, comparatively speaking, Casper has, it has $28.7 billion supply, whereas Bitcoin has 21 million. So comparatively speaking, Casper can't really reach that sort of capital. I don't see a future there where Casper could reach a $100,000 price because it just simply doesn't make sense. The money's not available for that to happen. But at the same time, there's definitely a possibility that Casper surpasses our expectations because also it's not a matter of there just being, which I did learn actually earlier, which I showcased to the executives in my roundtable, in my WAP community, that it's not a case of it just being money in the world, it's just money that's transacted. Which I'll probably touch on a little bit later on in a moment and also leak a little bit, but ultimately a lot was covered in that roundtable earlier today. And this is how I view Casper right now. I view Casper as the same way as people view Bitcoin in the early day. People who have sold it early on to maybe make a quick buck or because they were down on it. Casper for me is something I'm holding for the long term. Obviously, I'll take some profits. I'd like to believe I will take some profits, but I'm holding it for the long term because I do see Casper equally being one that's going to shock people and make a significant difference to rally up in demand and price as a result. Do you think Casper will dip or pump after break the chart? It's a very good question. Ultimately, right now, it depends because I think Casper's got a lot of very, very big developments coming through. And I think it will end up probably... Because here's the thing. We've already seen in the past how Casper can, kickstart its own sort of rally against the market. So there's nothing saying that Casper can't do it again. But with how Casper behaving right now, it's definitely respecting the Bitcoin and market trend. And that's also why exchanges are not listing Casper as well. So there's a good chance and a likely speculation, therefore, that Casper are going to keep respecting the market sentiment. And therefore, when Bitcoin and crypto start to rally, Casper will rally with it. And because of what's coming out for Casper, it will then just rally much higher than we expect. That's my current thesis right now. Again, I'm not saying Casper could definitely go against that. It could end up rallying right now. Because again, it's got big developments coming through. And we've already seen proof in the past of Casper rallying against the market. But I'm currently going to take, because of the influence that Donald Trump and America is having on the markets right now, despite Casper's big developments coming out and the adoption is going to come through, I'm choosing to believe that Casper will continue to act within the margins of the market and then break above the market when the market has to rally a little bit more. But that's my personal belief again, of course, not financial advice. What's up, all in? Hey man, welcome back to the stream. Alyssa, good to have you back. Glad I caught another live. Hope you're well, Jay and fam. I'm doing very, very well today, especially thanks to today's news. I'm very, very happy today. And hopefully you're all going to have a very good day once you read this news as well. What's up, Greg, again? What's who you see? Outside touching grass, but still here for that sweet, sweet daily Casper. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you also being here every day, tuning into Casper content. And yes, it's definitely worth touching some grass. I had a little bit of a step out once I did my executive roundtable with C Crypto and the members in there earlier, which covered some very, very big news in there. I also had a little bit of time just outside, just wanted to take a bit of a breather before I headed straight back into head down work again and covered all the big stuff we're going to cover in today's stream. So back into, of course, the content. And yes, I'm currently viewing Casper the same way that people view Bitcoin in the early day. Just don't sell. Well, not financial advice for me, but of course, not financial advice, but people who sold Bitcoin early are regretting it. I think people who sold Casper early equally are going to regret it. Right now, of course, they're singing their praises because, oh yeah, I knew to sell Casper. I think they're in for a rude awakening in due time. Because remember once more again, Casper's still very much lacking a lot of the big tier 1 listings. We've got Bybit, we've got BitGet, Kraken, KuCoin, Mexi. We haven't got Bitfinex, haven't got Upbit, OKX, Coinbase, or Binance. To which out of these lists right here, Binance is by far and away the biggest, of course, in regards to volume. You can see that here. They dominate the amount of volume consistently. They're the biggest exchange in the world, and they're also one that seems to be leaking the most likelihood of listing Casper in due time as well. So ultimately, Binance is going to be a very, very big one, and we will get these tier 1 listings in due time as well. Because of all the big developments coming up for Casper, for me, it is, and because these exchanges, right, they are a business. The whole premise of a business of an exchange is to make money. So the best chance for them to make money is to list Casper when it's low and when it's starting to rally up. And there's a lot of big catalysts coming through crypto market and also Casper. So for me, a listing is inevitable and a matter of time. What are the best X profiles to follow? I want to tap into more Casper communities and networks a little better. Good question, Next Level Cash. Well, I do follow a fair number of people in the Casper community, which, you know, you could quite comfortably just go to my profile here, which the link to that is here. Shameless plug, I know, but you go check out my Twitter there and then just go through my followers, because I have managed to generate my my algorithm to be quite well in tune to all the big Casper news and whatnot. So I'm following, you know, Casper Wallet. Zero Hedge is not Casper related, but it's good for like market analysis of stuff like that. Woo Blockchain. Some people from our community like Cash Chain, Block Vibes, them sort of people. You've got other people with Zero Blocks as well. Big accounts that I think are very good. 5PB is one of the developers for Casper or Casplex. Super Typo is also one of them as well. You also have Zealous Swaps, of course, building on Casper. I Am Vi is part of the KII, and she's the one who brought us this big information today. You've also got many, many more. So yeah, simply put, I'll just say, check me out on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, and then just go through my followers and, you know, just click on the ones you think are good and just kind of scroll through them and see if it's your fancy, and then follow them that way, because that's how I get my information. And of course, through my community as well, to which, of course, yeah, as much as I find a lot of information myself, I also have a community here, people who are trying to learn a lot more in this space. Shout out to everyone who's putting information there constantly. We're all trying to learn more collectively. So if you want to find out more about that, again, for your community there, tune in, and you can find extra sources for finding out as well. Cody is great for putting in a lot of macro news as well, which gives you a bit of understanding of market sentiment as well. What's up, Charlie, man? Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back once again. Do you think Casper can go to $400 a cycle? I don't think it's impossible. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think it's impossible. With what's coming out, for the amount of adoption we're seeing in the space and potentially the peak of where Bitcoin could reach, I'm not saying it's impossible. What is the difference between Casplex and KI? I forgot. Casplex is the project under the KEF, the Casper Ecosystem Foundation, and the KI is this group of people here, which is purely about institutional connections to Casper. So Casplex is to the KEF and KI is just the KI. So KI in itself is its own entity, meant purely for institutions. And KF and Casplex are more meant for the retail side of things, I guess. But we'll get into that more throughout the stream, don't worry about it. Let's not forget that people are bullish at local tops and end up selling at the bottom. That's why 9% of crypto bros get wrecked. Right now is when we should be bullish. I completely agree, R0. You're completely right. People tend to follow market trends or follow the pumps and dumps as opposed to actually following, you know, the utility and what's coming out. That's why they get wrecked. But we are here understanding what's coming to the space in due time. Before, good afternoon, Jay. If you don't say my X on your list, I will cry. Hey, Casper Frog is a G. I cannot tell you how many times in the notifications here that him and also Block Zero in particular, those two in particular, are consistently leaking me and, you know, atting me in posts, help me find out information as well. So those two are legends. So shout out to both you two and everyone else who continuously helps, you know, in my sources and bringing more content to the channel as well. We're all, this is not my channel. It is our community. It's our channel. And as Bufflink says, yes, hit the like if you haven't done so already, share your friends and subscribe for more. Before I get into some more questions though, I will be getting into more of the content for the stream. So next part here, before we get into the big KII part, yesterday we saw volume for Casper start to spike, which was quite surprising because Casper volume, you know, it's got a great, you know, infrastructure, great layer, but it's not got the adoption just yet. We saw the volume spike up yesterday. You saw it go up to 515,000 transactions, which, just for reference, Bitcoin can only handle 600k in one day. Casper did that in just 1 hour, which is insane. And again, Casper's not got 10 BPS just yet. No smart contracts, no stable coins. So just envision what Casper can do when it has it on board. And that's just in 1 hour again. We actually saw Casper yesterday peak at 1.1 million transactions. So that's almost 2 times what Bitcoin can do without 10 BPS. It's going to be so much better when you have the applications and use cases on board Casper. Now, according to Daily Cash here, or Casper Daily even, Casper processed more than 1 million transactions, with the majority linked to Beijing token mining. I made a video that's going to be releasing later on, so you can check that out. But ultimately, I did summarize that Beijing token mining is the parent company of Ice River Mining, the biggest Casper miner manufacturer. And Beijing are also fighting for a $50 million IPO to NASDAQ, so Wall Street. So again, it is a very big deal, and ultimately showcasing this sort of underscores the sort of network activity and capacity that Casper can handle in the future to be. And even better when you have the applications coming on board, smart contracts, stablecoins, and 10BS as well. Casper's proving itself once again to be the project that solves the blockchain trilemma. Scalability, security, and centralization is not something that's in the future. It's not a hypothetical layer one. It is Casper. And KRI are going to be an extremely big thing for Casper. With the KRI upgrade smart contracts, stablecoins, NFT support this cycle, what is going in on what's going inside the KRI is very hard for us to find out because they are an institution. So therefore they have a lot of NDAs, projects they can't freely disclose. They have a whole list of partnerships that I'm sure they haven't disclosed all of them as well. So the stablecoins NFT support, the smart contracts and stablecoins, that is coming out this cycle. 100% have been confirmed. NFT support, I'm not too much sure about NFT support. We'll have to hear a bit more about probably later on, but I know smart contracts and stablecoins are coming out this cycle within the next few months. Because the stablecoin side of things, that will be released following smart contracts with the KRI. And smart contracts, again, as we're about to showcase right now, are very, very close. Very, very close. So we can see here, from a post I made, Casper is quote-unquote back to having 4 developer teams building smart contracts on Casper. We had the 4 originally of the retail being Casplex, Igra Labs, Project Sparkle, and Cas EVM. Unfortunately, Cas EVM, due to a lack of funding, have discontinued. But either way, we still in that case we had 5 actually, not 4, but now we have got the 4, and as KII has just announced here. Institutions though, for institutions, KII are building also smart contracts on Casper. So I am Envy here, said after several sleepless nights with the KII team on the EVM design being Ethereum virtual machine, time to spread the wings, whether pushing Casper development to new heights or taken to the air for a well-deserved vacation. So it looks like she's having some time off, which I think is only right. As she made an announcement last night, just as we finished streaming, we just finished the design and implementation for KII Casper EVM for our own testing and development on testnet 10. So they are currently finished, designed, implemented smart contracts on 10 BPS on testnet 10 for Casper for their own institutional clients. We won't get access to this most likely. But for institutional clients and their partners, they'll get access to this. And this is a very big deal. Why? Well, again, the video I'll make later will go into a lot more detail about it. So I'm going to summarize it a little bit here. Make sure you watch the video later on to get a much more in-depth understanding. But this basically, to summarize it, there's a post that Captain Sats made a while back when asking the KII back in September, where, again, Envy highlights here. A lot of the projects we have here being ZETEX, Gigawatt, Warp Core, Asset Mint, all these projects here, most of them have been ready since 2015, so 10 years ago, and sometimes even longer, so potentially a decade. These projects are a decade old. They've been waiting, which is confirmed from Rory O'Neill in the roundtable here, which I'll play a little bit more in a moment. They have projects ready. They've been waiting for decentralized applications that can scale. That's literally what they've been waiting for years. For years. And thanks to Casper, decided to leverage Casper, and all they waited for was ZK opcodes to launch the projects. And now we can see that it's already on the testnet. So with 10 BPS coming out in 5-6 weeks time, with what else to come out very, very soon, there's a good chance we'll see the KII Casper EVM fully live. We probably won't get access to it, but we'll see it fully live on Casper in Q2. So very, very soon now. Very, very soon indeed. And that will allow all of these projects, Gigawatt Stablecoin, ZTEX, Olive Chain, K Airspace 3D, Parametric Insurance Platform, Asset Mint, which is real estate, Warp Core, which is cross-border payments, all of these projects, or majority of them at least, to go live. Pretty much on day one, I'd imagine. This is the list of partnerships. And this, again, institutions. This is an institution we're talking about. It is my belief, while not confirmed or anything like that, but speculation, I can speculate with quite a lot of, belief that there will be a lot of partnerships or some partnerships that have not been disclosed here due to NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. So we won't know all of them. But look at the partners they have already that we do know of. Shell, one of the biggest energy companies in the world. DHL, Hyundai, one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world. Bosch, you got E.ON as well, and so many more. Siemens Energy. So many huge corporations that the DRI Desert Energy are part of, and Captain Sass asked if Paul Van Son and the KRI crew can convince some of the partners of DRI Desert Energy to build on Casper's industrial layer And KRI confirmed that this group all meets together again in about 6 weeks' time in Abu Dhabi, which is around the time we will have 10 BPS on the mainnet. So all of these institutions are meeting together again in 6 weeks in Abu Dhabi to talk about Casper and projects being built on Casper. And now we have an EVM on the testnet. So these institutions can actually get access and look at this EVM for KRI and see how it works. We've already had confirmation in the past, which I'll play this again in a moment. KRI announced yesterday the KRI working group is actively involved in this space. Dubai, who just launched a pilot program to tokenize real estate assets on blockchain. KRI working group is already involved in this space, using Casper as a base to tokenize a large building and also a small solar park as a trial in UAE. Also heard already, they've been already in Abu Dhabi to talk about Warp Core, to talk about Gigawatt. So far it's been very well received. So their clients have already met on numerous occasions to talk about Casper. They seem to be very bullish on it. And now we've got early signs that it's mere months away now till we start seeing institutional level of adoption come to Casper. Of course, it won't be overnight, it'll be gradual. But this is going to be a chance to see, no word of a lie, trillions of dollars of capital slowly but surely start to flood into Casper. And what do I mean by that? Well, before I get into more of the news here, we've got to play out a portion of this roundtable. This roundtable from Wolf Crypto, Web3, was back in August 14th. It's one of the biggest roundtables I've heard to date with Casper. The first of many we heard with the KRI, where Rory O'Neill from the KRI made numerous, more than I can count, major announcements. Basically just gave a whole deep dive of why they're holding Casper, why they believe in Casper. From their focus on zero emissions, to how they found Casper, to the energy market, to their whole goals, to what is arguably to the interesting projects they're trying to work on that can make the likes of XRP and HBAR obsolete, which I'll get into that in a moment as well. But the biggest one for me, which again, I do highlight this in the video that I'm making later, but I'll just show you it quickly right now for a little sneak peek. The 55-minute mark of this interview. And again, this information, by the way, is also available in my community here. So you can find all the leaks and the links to that in the community here. If you go into there and you type in, I think I typed in Rory O'Neill. So Rory O'Neill's name is what I typed in the Discord server to find it. So typed in this lovely gentleman's name here in my community, and I was able to find the information there. But in the roundtable here, Rory O'Neill confirms the sort of capital we'll see coming into Casper, very soon, effectively. So listen to it very closely. We'll get back into more of the content and questions.
Definitely, and cross-border payments and settlement of contracts within the financial industry. So I spoke with the digital assets manager of a major financial institution about 2 weeks ago, and they manage between 20 and 40 trillion worth of customer assets on an annual basis. And within their digital management team, they're currently doing 95% of the settlements on Ethereum. And I asked them just roughly what the volume of transactions would be, and then just from the gas fees alone, they would be saving tens of millions a year just by transferring over to Kaspa.
So, Roy O'Neill said in a roundtable in August 2024, 6, 7, 8 odd months back, I don't even know how long back now, he confirmed that he told a digital asset manager from a major financial institution that manages between 20 to 40 trillion with a T trillion dollars of customer assets annually, who currently handles 95% of settlements on the Ethereum layer, that if they were to switch to Casper, on the gas fees alone, not talking about the money and time they save with a faster infrastructure layer anyway, but just on the gas fees alone, they save tens of millions of dollars a year. That is nuts. That is insane. And to just connect the dots to get that click in your head, they've just confirmed KRI, they've built a KRI Casper EVM Ethereum virtual machine. So basically, all Ethereum products and tools can seamlessly integrate from Ethereum onto Casper. So theoretically speaking, this major FI, $20 to $40 trillion worth of capital they manage a year, can seamlessly, very easily, with little steps at all needed, go from Ethereum settlement layer to Casper's. That is a small snippet of the institutional capital we could see coming to Casper this year. Of course, keep in mind that is not going to be an overnight sum. It's going to be a gradual process, as anything is. But that's the sort of asset we're going to end up seeing come to Casper. What Chris Kang stated from the Casplex co-founder, Chris Kang stated that ZK opcos for Casper is the end game. And this is proof of such. This is ZK opcos, this is EVM, this is ZK opcos, this is the end game for Casper. How you end up seeing the onboarding of trillions of dollars of institutional capital and retail and developers and so much more. It is the thing that's going to scare so many of these existing projects that already have the adoption. Casper is going to prove itself to be such an efficient and superior platform that's going to scare the Ethereum holders and the XRP holders. XRP holders in particular, I'll get to that in a moment. Solana in particular as well. And so much more. And also what is very, very interesting to note, is a quick segue and a shameless plug, but you've got to do it. In my community here, which you can join for a 7-day free trial, a peek behind the curtains, today was our executive roundtable. So where we do a weekly live stream with our experienced traders, myself, and we cover a lot of institutional research documents. So more than what we just cover here. And I'm not joking you when I tell you one of our sources was able to find that this space, the amount of money we're going to see come to space is so much bigger. I'm not joking. 1.8 quadrillion, with a Q, quadrillion dollars of transactions are handled a year right now with the old Swift system. I'm not joking you. I wish I was, but I promise you I'm not. And that is with an old system, to which, of course, when you see the new system with blockchain come out, that number of transactions is likely to run in. Let me clarify, that's not saying money in the wallet, that's saying transactions. So you can see 50 quid sent one way and back again. But that still counts to $100 transactions. The paper in question, which again, if you want to find out more about that stuff alongside trade alerts, alongside the weekly live streams, and so much more, institutional documents, everything else in there, you've got to check out this community here. You can join for a free 7-day free trial and learn a lot more about the space, learn why, despite where Casper corrects, my conviction stays so bullish on crypto and Casper, because I'm seeing what institutions are researching right now, what they believe, and what they have confirmed through research is the yearly amount of transactions for payments and just stuff in general is 1.8 quadrillion right now. And that's going to scale up higher, I promise you now. Because I understand why I will. So if you want to find out more about that, I'm going to be posting that information. The recap, the recording of the executive roundtable has already been uploaded to the community there, so you can watch it back. But we're uploading the information itself separately later on throughout this week. This is extremely bullish, and why once more I'm so bullish on Casper, because this is a market that Casper can tap into. Thanks to the KRI, thanks to the project they're building to Casper, they'll be able to tap into multiple markets. ZETEX, Zero Emission Trading Exchange, the energy sector, the cross-border payments sector, the real estate market, the supply chain. Casper can tap into a quadrillion dollar market thanks to these institutions. Nice looking right now, thanks. Well, you're welcome, Next Level Cash. Hopefully it's helpful for you, my man. X follows backs for donos. You could be a millionaire. Honestly, you know what I mean. What's up, John Doe? You're doing very, very well, my man. Welcome back. I'm doing great, my man. Can you explain how onboarding trillions of dollars in transactions, if the transactions are so cheap to make, how will that make the price of Casper go up for us? So, ultimately, when the transactions are conducted, Casper issues as a gas fee. So every time a transaction is sent, the miners, of course, are mining the blocks. Of course, the more volume, the more transactions, the more the money the miners make. And the more money miners make, the more miners come on board, and that brings more adoption to Casper that way as well, increasing Casper's demand. And of course, the more Casper use of demand, a gas fee, that also reduces supply in due time as well. So you'll see a gradual, slowly but surely reduce, because again, think about all the transactions you do with Casper anyways. It's a small minimal amount, but there's still gas fees for Casper. So you're burning Casper away. Or at least you're giving it over to the miners at least. So ultimately, it's just going to cause a lack of supply while the demand continues to increase. And of course, with more volume going to Casper, you'll see an increase in demand for the miners to start mining it as well, and you see more adoption as well. So the onboarding of trillions here, of course, it's not the literal sum. The post here where Roy O'Neill confirmed this sort of, capital, it's gonna be the case of this is how much assets they manage. But what you're gonna end up seeing is this sort of throughout a yearly period, this sort of capital being going back and forth, not in like a span of a day, but in a yearly time span, you'll see this sort of capital going back and forth on this blockchain infrastructure, on Casper likely as well. And of course, the more it happens, the more the miners will be able to make money off it, the more of the transaction there is, the more there will be more demand for Casper, while the supply will continue to diminish more and more, with the supply obviously diminishing constantly right now, or the supply shock coming down more so right now, which would therefore result in a lack of supply coming out. Because think about it right now, there is, 8 billion people in the world? Casper's got 28 billion supply. So, by that logic alone, there's not actually a lot of Casper about for the whole world to own. You should split that up evenly. Everyone would get 2.5, 2.4 Casper? That's not a lot. And of course, a lot of us here, if not all of us here, own more than 2.4 Casper. So ultimately, as the demand for Casper rises more and more, it becomes a sort of world reserve currency type thing. You'll see demand rise where the lack of supply, people can't get hold of it, and that causes the price to go up more and more as well. If that helps understand Bufflink. But anyways, that is with that. Again, more to cover about that anyway. So this is a very, very big deal for KRI making this announcement, and we can get into more reasons why it's so big as well, not just the partnerships. We also have another segment of this interview as well, which actually I'm going to leave that. I know, shameless, I know, but I'm going to leave that for you to tune into the video later on, because I made a video later on. Wow, Craig, my man, thank you for the $9.99 donation. Enjoy your deep analysis of Casper. I was driving my truck to the dental building. I'm building and heard you talk about my chat. I just text you. It made my day. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it very, very much, man. Thank you very much for the $9.99 donation. And yeah, that's ultimately, again, what we do in these streams every single day. We're trying to research more and more about Casper, understand the big things come to the space. So yeah, I appreciate it very, very much. And thank you again for the support. You are a legend, my man. For the third super chat as well. Can't thank you enough. And Mr. Master's back. Wow. Welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. A block reward is nothing more than an incentive for the miners to keep the network running before adoption is complete. After adoption, miners will mine blocks for transaction fees for those blocks. Yes, you're completely right, Kryptonian. Actually, we've got a video from Igra Labs here explaining that in more detail as well. So I'll put that in. I'll be covering this in just a moment as well, so we can listen to that as well. But yeah, the block rewards right now is just to keep the miners about. Once the Casper's mined out, then I'll be mining transactions. But of course, again, the highlighting of more adoption coming to Casper in general, more gas fees, the more gas fees means the more money miners can make. And of course, if the miners therefore start to hoard Casper, which they're within their right to do so, as a store of value type thing, it will mean that the Casper available to other members of the community who are late, they will be able to get access to Casper, causing a supply shock, and therefore the price will rally because they can't get hold of it. Because there's not going to be more Casper out there once it's all done and mined. They won't make more. It's not how it works, proof of work. But yeah, back into the stream again. So yeah, again, this in itself is all very big, and I'll leave the second segment of this to the video I'm going to upload later today, in about an hour or two from now, which also talks about the energy sector and how that's also one of the quickest growing and $1 trillion opportunity as well. So again, it's a very, very big thing. And then of course, all the highlights of this, KRI is already in, targeting the UAE area. Don't sleep on the KRI. I've been saying that for a little bit now. I'm going to quickly tap into some of the other projects though. We've got this one here, Warp Core. Warp Core, for me personally, I believe is actually one of the biggest sectors because it targets cross-border payments. Warp Core, in the words of the KRI, is going to make XRP irrelevant. XRP's business model is around CBDCs, cross-border payments, medium of exchange for banks. And Warp Core is going to let Casper tap into that market, and it's going to be faster than XRP. It's not going to be central, it's going to be decentralized, and it's going to be, we know how it's launched. It's fair launch, it's not questionably launched. The reason why KRI was formed is because they want decentralized censorship-resistant systems that can actually provably scale and confirm in seconds. They want protection from bad actors, but also from government overreach, which I'm going to highlight in the video I'm making later on. But the sort of stuff coming to Casper is groundbreaking stuff. These are all the projects coming through, and majority of them, if not all of them, are ready to be launched once we get smart contracts. And again, they're launching now on testnet 10. So it means the full launch of this, which you won't be able to probably get access to, but the full launch is not far off now at all. Very, very close. It's why I'm bullish on Casper. People sleep on the KRI. They've got multiple projects in here that are all very, very big. Warp Core's huge, Gigawatt stablecoin's huge, Asset Mint's huge. They mentioned one of the posts I highlighted, yeah, this one here, the asset. So we talk about tokenizing buildings. That is actually talking about the Asset Mint area here. So yeah, it's absolutely huge. No doubt about it. Casper will make Chainlink irrelevant, as there won't be a need to link to any other chain. I mean, the whole premise of what Casper's doing is also being interoperable. So it means that those institutions or builders, whatever it may be, that are already finding it convenient and easy enough to use the XRP Ledger, the Ethereum protocol, the Solana protocol, whatever it may be, they therefore don't need to go through the potential hassle of making a completely new infrastructure, if you will, on Casper. Instead, they can just seamlessly switch to Casper thanks to the virtual machines they're making. The smart contract. It's going to be EVM right now, but you'll see Solana EVMs or Solana virtual machines. You'll see WASM as well, and many, many more. So Casper as a infrastructure is going to make a lot of these projects obsolete. Remember, institutions are saying that 90% of cryptos are going to go to zero. And I believe that, wholeheartedly believe that. Casper is one that is going to survive and cannibalize many other projects because what they're building with the institutional application is going to be huge. We see the likes of Ondu close their layer ones and move their project to Casper. I believe there's a good chance we'll see many, many infrastructure layers switch to Casper due to the cheapness of it and the security of it. You mentioned KRI could tap into the energy sector. It would be making mining a big factor if Russia and Ukraine have ceasefires. Could Russia possibly mine Casper? Definitely. As Casper goes more and more to project, and again, Bitcoin mining you mine Bitcoin for the Bitcoin. You don't mine it for the transaction, so to speak, because it's not scalable enough. It doesn't really work out. The whole premise of Casper is you mine to get the blocks. You mine to get the reward for Casper, which is 62 Casper right now, as the incentive. But once the Casper's all mined out, in fact, I'm going to play the video right now so we can see it. Once the Casper's mined out, you'll then have to mine the block transactions. So in that regard, then Casper's whole business plan, if you will, is just all set up for longevity. They have a plan for when Casper's fully mined out, you can still mine the transactions and make money off the transaction fees. Mine the blocks, get the money on the transaction fees. So in that regard, then you could see the likes of Russia, USA, Ukraine, multiple different nations, and solar mining, corporate mining, just starting to jump on Casper to help, able to make some extra capital. And that'll also help increasing the hash rate, which means more adoption and also more security for Casper as well. The higher the hash rate, the more people mining it, the more security Casper has. Which makes it ultimately is literally a project for everyone to contribute to. But is mining crypto Casper worth it? I'm looking into mining. Right now, mining Casper is not worth it. You don't make a lot of money from it. But in saying that, you have got 10 BPS coming out very, very soon, which will bring more profit to solo miners. And what I mean by that is you're not going to get more money, but you're going to have more opportunities to mine blocks. I don't know the exact numbers, but just to give you an understanding, let's say there's only 100 blocks that are produced right now with 1 BPS. Of course, there's a lot more. Let's just say it's 100 though. You're currently competing with many other miners to try and mine one of the 100 blocks a month. With 10 BPS, that'll jump from 100 to 100,000 to 10,000. So you'll have much more opportunities to mine said blocks. Which will therefore, so right now, 10 BPS will give people more opportunities. As a long-term investment plan, sure, mining Casper I think is quite a good idea. Personally, I don't mine Casper though, so I can't speak myself. People like Tony, like Toggle, which is Jay Honey, and I'm sure many more of us in the community do mine Casper. They can give you their own 2 cents on it as well, but I don't mine it. But I know right now it's not profitable, so maybe hold off But again, that's up to you, my man. I don't understand how can turning energy into digital energy. It's ultimately the digitalization of everything. It's just going through blockchain. Going through blockchain is what makes it quote unquote digital. It's still going to be like the mining of Casper is, it's done through hardware and whatnot, but that'll be deemed as digital mining, I'm assuming. But I'll see if I can give you a more concrete answer, probably at a later date, because I want to keep. There's still a lot more content coming to the stream right now, so I think I'll give you a better answer later date. If Casper gets enough volume audience, corporations which use Casper will do mining regardless if last Casper's mined or not. Yes, completely true. Again, that's what it is. Casper's got a long-term vision, not just for mining Casper, for mining the transactions on the block DAG. Is hash rate linked to price? Loosely. Hash rate is a good indicator where the price should be because it shows more adoption and security for proof of works, but it does not indicate the price right now, because if it did, Casper should be higher right now. But the higher the hash rate, it means there's more adoption of the project, more security, which therefore means there's more belief in the Casper project, and therefore, and also, if right now is a good, why I say loosely as well, we're seeing right now a lot of capitulation with the hash rate, which is partly because miners are going offline, people are leaving due to, like the big mining companies like Ice River potentially going down, having maintenance, or potentially because miners are going offline because it's not profitable. So right now, Casper mining is not profitable. So therefore, the hash rate, people are turning off their miners because they can't mine Casper anymore. They're making a loss. That's an indicator that price can't go any lower. Otherwise, the project will completely capitulate. So loosely, it's connected to the price. Casper price can't, realistically speaking, or theoretically speaking, go down too much further. Otherwise, the miners will just leave, and therefore ruin Casper as a proof of work project. For me, Casper is better than Bitcoin, but they wouldn't accept that. In due time, they will accept Casper. There's no doubt about it. They wholeheartedly believe in that, and that's thanks to the KRI again as well, and KF and what they're bringing to Casper. We're seeing there's going to be a series coming out as well where, from Casper, they're going to be talking about where businesses do accept Casper. And you'll see that hopefully all over the place, all over the world. I'm going to play this video actually to give a bit of understanding about mining. I'm going to play this video real quick from Igra Labs. For those who are worried about mining incentives for Casper miners after the blocks mines by 2037, so in about 12 years' time, every smart contract transaction executed on Igra Labs, as an example, that'd be, of course, you've got Casplex and many others, and KRIs, whatnot as well, they will have to be mined in the layer 1. Transaction fees will completely replace block rewards. It will be a fascinating thing to see. So listen very close to this video, and you get a better understanding of exactly how block and Casper mining will work out in the future to be as well.
In this video, we'll show you how Igra Network processes transactions. Let's look at the basic building blocks. Igra architecture is comprised of the following parts: Igra Relayer and RPC service, Igra node, and Igra EVM. User sends an L2 transaction to the RPC service, and it is relayed to the Casper L1 to be mined and sequenced. After L2 transaction is mined on L1, Igra node picks it up and executes it using Igra EVM. At this stage, any users connected to the Igra Relayer can see this transaction as a part of their accepted state. Now, let's deploy an example contract. We can see that Kaspa on blocks are running. This is a script which deploys an ERC20 contract. Contract deployment transaction is picked up by the RPC service. The relayer sends it to the L1 to be mined and sequenced. Igra node picks it up and sends it to the EVM, which adds it to the block. That's it. The L2 transaction is now visible to any user who is connected to the Igra relayer. Igra is building the chain for builders who want to build without limitations. Thanks for watching.
So the old long and short of it is just with smart contracts, when the Casper is fully mined out by 2037, when people are mining Casper, they're not mining for Casper. Right now they are mining for Casper. They're mining the blocks that get you transactions, and right now you get Casper block rewards as well. But as the volume for Casper goes more and more, with the adoption coming through, thanks to the KRI, thanks to the KF, thanks to the smart contract and stablecoins and whatnot, you will see volume rally up, which you're already starting to see early signs of this starting to happen. You'll see even more of this. Casper will scale more. It'll be interoperable and seamless with every other, or majority of other projects in the space. You'll see a lot of them migrate to Casper due to its decentralization and speed and cheap fees as well. Therefore, it's just, whether they want control or not, if it's cheaper and faster, they're going to use it. So Casper is in a very, very unique position, and there's a lot more coming to the space. You've got the fact that you've got the SEC, the task force, who are trying to focus on bringing some form of regulations to the space right now. Trump has showcased the Bitcoin white paper in the White House. Bitcoin is 1.3% of the global money supply. It's very, very early. Cody highlighted this post here, to which this post ultimately just talks about the fact that the CRE loan delinquencies hit highest percentage in 10 years, and the rates could go higher. Ultimately, I mean, I can't read the whole thing. I need to log in. But this article, which I'll make a summary of that probably in my community later on. Just also talks about the fact that they're going to have to stop printing money, and soon, otherwise the whole system will capitulate. They have no choice in the matter. So again, this is another piece of evidence to showcase why I'm not worried about crypto coming down right now, no matter how long it may take it. Equally, I have a lot more in-depth insight from institutional documents in this community here, which showcase convictions for me of why I still strongly believe in crypto and strongly believe in Casper and where it's going in the cycle. I have no worry in that because of the research that I'm doing right now. This sort of stuff is frustrating, it's bad, but it's also noise. Don't get me wrong, it's important noise. You need to know this stuff. If you want to be in the finance sector, you want to be investing, you need to know this stuff. But you've got to understand the short-term impact and the long-term reaction as a result. And the short-term noise for me right now, the tariffs and all that stuff, is short-term noise, but long-term, it's still looking very, very good for crypto, and equally more so for Casper now, thanks to all of their significant developments. The KRI, again, huge news, their partnerships, the projects they're building, what was announced in this roundtable ages ago, which people have forgotten about now, and of course other products coming into space as well. This post from Jack Mallers earlier highlighted how, XRP and them sort of projects can't be in a reserve properly because they were not fair launched. They've got to be like gold or corn or aluminium or Bitcoin, which had no pre-mines. And that got Casper the same thing as well, which Chad highlights here. Well said. Casper is standing on the shoulder of a giant, 100 fair launched, no ICO, no pre-mine. Casper is all the Bitcoin goodness with the newest tech to take the vision to the real world. Bitcoin does 600k transactions a day. Casper did it in just 1 hour. Casper is so early, but its current technology, its current accomplishments are so unavoidable. It's going to become mainstream knowledge. And, think about all the people back in the day, 2014, who were preaching Bitcoin. Everyone said, it's a scam, leave it alone. We're in the same situation. If you're getting hate about Casper, which any project will get hate, even now there's still people who hate Bitcoin, even the politicians, we're in the same position right now of Casper. People do not understand the significance of what block DAG is. DAG, sure. Block DAG, no. 10 BPS, they have no idea what it's about. There's a lot coming to Casper. A whole lot of very, very big things. Do you see the tweet from Casper Report about the Binance Wallet 2 accumulation rate of Casper? Yes, I did. I think it's a very, very good summary. I do love Casper Report's summaries on Twitter. And I do agree as well. Right now, effectively, the Wallet 2, speculated to be Binance's wallet, is going to cause a supply shock with Casper because they're buying Casper quicker than the supply has been distributed out, which also is going to just cause a knock-on effect to the price as well. And potentially also incentivize them to lift the project as well. Right now we can see the wallet, it's got 660 million Casper, which is significant. They'll list Casper if it is Binance in due time as well. They're just climbing more and more as well. And I do have some more here in regards to posts as well, which is a bit of FUD, I guess. It's interesting. I'm not going to do the whole thing right now because I've not had the opportunity to actually look at all of it and summarize it. But it's ultimately here, Shai talking about quite an extensive post here, talking about stablecoins on Casper and about the KEF in general. So he also just says here, I don't think KRC20 is the correct protocol for stablecoins on Casper. My strongest objection is that KRC20 is a rather weak trust model. In KEF words, the proposal didn't trigger much enthusiastic response. It kind of goes into a bit more here from what I'm seeing right now, ultimately from what I'm going to read it in more detail, and I'll definitely make a post about it in my community as well, or equally on my Twitter, so you can go check me out there. But from what I can tell, he's ultimately just trying to say, I'm not trying to hate on the KF as a business entity. Or I'm not trying to hate on the KF per se, but I just don't think the KF are the right fit for what Casper's truly trying to achieve, I guess. The blunt example of a board of directors compromising representative of Casper's centric companies, they boast about on their website, claiming it oversees the foundation's strategies, initiatives, approval, and mission compliance, while this board technically exists, is extremely narrow. The only company on this board that is not one of the KF seed funders is Cas Media. So also we talk about how KF is ultimately quite largely outsourced, as opposed to it actually being more of a god in the Casper community, where Cas Media is purely Casper, etc., etc. So I'll definitely make a more justified and summarized of this post here. But you know, people basically had a rebuttal about it. Didn't expect that. Beats very spicy. I'd love to hear your opinion on both sides. He made a post here regarding, clarification about him and smart contracts. To which, Firefox here replied in my post saying this makes sense. Potentially why, you got KI also involved. I'll definitely, probably tomorrow's stream I'll make a more summarized point of this back and forth, because the stream whole today has been all about KI and what they are bringing and the significance of it, and this will be more so about the back and forth. Got a little bit heated from what I can see as well regarding Shy and Johnny here talking on stablecoins about what the KF's trying to build here as well. So I will definitely get to that a little bit more later on, but I don't want to read like I'm reading through a presentation here just on the screen, because it'd be very boring to hear, I'm sure. But I mean, for as it stands right now, my thesis on the matter about reading too much into it is I do like what the KF's bringing to it, and actually trying to say that here as well. I'm glad the KF is pursuing bringing stablecoins to Casper. I am like he's not saying I don't like the KF. He's like, I just don't think they're the right fit for Casper effectively. Yeah, KF is definitely a net positive by a wide margin. Anyone who understood anything different from my post is reading into it. Yeah, so I mean, again, I think it's just the way Shy messages things. I think the way Shy put the message out makes it sound like he's trying to hate on the KF. He's not. But he's just trying to give his whole understanding on what the actual initiative's about. But again, this is something I'll get into more detail later on. I'll post it in my community as well. But make no mistake, Casper has got a lot of very, very big things coming through. Stablecoins coming out thanks to the KEF and Casplex within the next 2 months or so, I believe. KRI also bringing out stablecoins as well, thanks to their gigawatt in due time as well, which is here. My Twitter is now bugging out. I think either Twitter's collapsing or my PC is collapsing. Probably either or. Gigawatt. And you have, so many more projects coming out. And then you've got the Dagnite coming out. That's going to scale Casper even further. Casper is in a very unique position. And again, still multiple tier 1 listings still not here yet. Okay, I think it's my PC. Yeah, my PC is just bricking out right now. Too many tabs open. But yeah, for me, Casper is in a strong position, stronger than ever. While it is down to 7.9 cents, I think Casper is in for a very, very huge rally. Not financial advice, my belief. Huge rally following all these significant developments. KRI and their institutional adoption bringing trillions of capital potentially into Casper, into a quadrillion-dollar market. No joke. Again, find out more about that through my executive community here. 7-day free trial, links down below in the description, YouTube homepage here, and also in the chat. And Casper's sitting where it's at right now, without tier 1 listings, without 10 PS. People who have faded Casper, while I understand because of price action, for me, not enough research. Because Casper is one of the few products in this space that have so much still to come to it. So much. Ridiculous. So you want to check out more in-depth information, maximize the benefit from crypto and whatnot, understand a lot more about what's coming to the space. Check out the WAP community, 7-day free trial, and just be ready for the flow about to come through. I'm telling you now. Yes, as Don's heart here, patience and conviction, always in the long run, 100%. We do patience and conviction, most doubt. We moon yet? We're not mooning just yet. No. Okay, my PC is definitely bricking. I can see it's lagging. My PC is lagging. Wow. Okay, well, the stream is about to wrap up any second now, so it's not too problematic. But yeah, no, not moon yet, but we are definitely going to start seeing some big moves this cycle, no doubt, my belief. KI's chairman Paul Van Son has 40 plus years in energy and leads the idea of energy, 100 plus partners, including Shell. This could be big if it happens. Yes, this is here as a small, and again, I'm convinced, not confirmed, but convinced of many, many partners that have not been disclosed due to NDAs. This here is a list of all the partners KI currently have. Wow, my PC is so slow. It's Shell, you got Sam, Son, you got Siemens Energy, Eon, you've got DHL, Hyundai, Bosch. You've got so many huge institutions here. Hydrogen Council, so many massive people here that KI is partnership with. KI is going to be huge for Casper, no doubt. That's why I said it. It's actually so funny how I made my live stream yesterday here. It was KI to launch Casper initiatives in 2 months. I made that just hours before. Like, it's coincidental how I start talking about the KI the moment KI start making some groundbreaking announcements. It's insane. Absolutely insane. My YouTube studio just crashed, which is fantastic as well. Yeah, my PC's definitely struggling right now, so I'm going to have to... I'm more afraid of Tantrum than Casper because I'm afraid he'll scam everyone. Who would have thought he'd secure the top of the bull run? Tantrum? You're scared of Tantrum than Casper? Maybe I'm misunderstood. What do you mean you're afraid about? Because Tantrum, to my knowledge, is the cold storage wallet where you keep your Casper secure. I'm happy to buy more Casper at this price than take off. I mean, again, I think, while not financial advice, of course, I do think Casper is in a very, very unique opportunity to see a very considerable rally this cycle. And while it's so far down right now, you know, again, it's currently 61% down from all-time highs. The potential reversal is going to be insane for me with all that's coming out very, very soon. Again, we are seeing the actual use cases come out now. The big institutional capital starting to come to Casper right now, and this is going to be huge for Casper going forward as well. But that being said, anyone got any more questions regarding the Casper stuff? Otherwise, that's going to be it for today's daily crypto and Casper FOMO. Ultimately, once more, yes, huge news. Huge news coming out. I have got a video that I'll be publishing in about an hour from now. It's already rendered out, so I'm going to upload it to my channel about an hour from now. So tune into that, and you'll get a more detailed rundown of all that's coming to Casper, the KRI, everything else as well. It's huge news, and ultimately why I remain convicted and bullish on Casper. You just want to know a lot more about the space, and I'm not joking. Over $1.8 quadrillion of transactions are conducted a year, confirmed by institutions. You want to find out more and exactly what that means for Casper? Check out the community here, the what page. 7-day free trial, so you can get a little peek behind the curtain before you end up signing up if you choose to. If you think it's worth a while, we do a lot in there. Weekly live streams, trade alerts, institutional research documents, and of course much more when the time is right. So if you want to find out more, check it out. Links in the description to my homepage as well. And if you want to find out more information, this sort of stuff as well, you can follow me on Twitter, and I'll be retweeting stuff out there for the community as well. But that being said, hopefully you all enjoyed today's daily Casper Crypto live stream. If you enjoyed, as always, leave a like. Share your subscribe for more. Thank you very much for the donations and support once again. And yeah, tomorrow's going to be a great day. Tomorrow I'll cover this information and the kind of nitty gritty of what's talked about here between Shai and Johnny to really understand a little bit more of that. But have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I see you all in the next one. Take care now.